Oh, hey there. Take 24. This is Bradley.
I'm Kate.
This is a History Buffoons.
And he's not lying.
No, because, I don't know, every time we're joking around doing it, and then you're like, all right, let's do this. And I'm like, okay. And then they're like, bleh, and I just, yeah. Anyways.
I don't give you time to prepare.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Well.
Did you have a good Christmas?
I had a fabulous Christmas.
Awesome.
How did you do?
I cleaned a lot.
Yeah, sounds benign. I don't know what. I just picked a word.
Boring.
That too.
Although everything looks really nice.
I came to record at your house, and I'm like, whose house am I in?
I know.
So weird.
What the hell? It's because I had a lot of just like random clutter shit I don't want.
Let's be transparent here. You didn't have a lot of random clutter.
No.
Good old hubby.
He does.
Has a lot of random clutter.
Nathan has a lot of random, and it's because he's so into woodworking and all the tools that come with it.
But the problem is he's got like 20 projects going all on, so he
does.
needs everything like or accessible, which I get. Don't get me wrong, but it's like
it's a lot.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think I found like 4 hunting knives or like.
Did you?
Yeah, just in the kitchen.
Well, I mean that's a decent spot for those. If they were
in random, and they were all in random, not drawers. Yeah,
but if you found 4 in the bathroom.
That's fair.
A little weird.
That's fair.
Just saying.
So today we're going to talk about Irena Sendler.
Irena Sendler?
Mm-hmm.
Like arena you play football in, but a person's name? Spelled the same way?
Like Irena.
Oh, is it Irena?
I guess. Is it not Irena?
I don't think it would be Arena. It would be Irena.
That's what I said, Irena.
I have recorded proof otherwise.
Irena. It's Irena Sendler.
Jesus Christ.
Did I say it wrong again?
No, it's just.
She's 4'11".
That is a tiny person.
She was armed with a fake ID, a toolbox, and nerves of steel. She was a Polish social worker who outwitted the Nazis 2,500 times. You've probably never heard of her.
Okay, let's get into it.
Perfect. What are you drinking?
I have a delicious winter treat. Again. Sierra Celebration. Yeah,
we wanted our normal type of drinks. I'm drinking a Coors Banquet.
We didn't go anything super Frenchy, no. But I don't have much longer for this time frame of this being out, so I'm like, I'll grab a 6-pack plus some banquets. Yeah. So I have 2.5 to go. We'll see how I get.
Okay, so Irena Sendler.
Look at you go, learning.
Was born Irena Krzyzanowska. Don't even make me say it again.
No. Hear me out. We never have to hear that again, right?
One more.
Fuck.
One more time.
Get ready, folks. It's going to be a bloodbath.
Technically, I don't have to say it again.
Now you do.
But she was born in 1910 in a town near Warsaw, Poland.
Hey, I know that place.
Her father...
Yeah.
Dr. Stanislav Krzyzanowska. Boom.
Nailed it.
He was a physician with a big heart. He was the kind of doctor who treated poor patients for free, including many Jewish families.
That's nice.
And when Irena was just 7 years old, a typhus epidemic swept through their town.
Okay.
And her dad was the only doctor who stayed to take care of all the sick.
They all just bailed because they're like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah. And of course, he ended up contracting the disease himself.
Oh, dear. So did he treat himself? Not to like a nice dinner, but...
I probably would treat myself to a nice dinner.
Did he die from it?
He did.
Oh, shit.
On his deathbed in 1917, he made sure to teach his daughter one final lesson, and she literally took that lesson with her everywhere. He said, quote, "If you see someone drowning, you must jump in to save them, whether you can swim or not."
Can she swim?
AKA help people in need without overthinking it. Just do what's right.
Help. And you know, we're getting into a time frame where a lot of help was needed, obviously. So, what was I just going to say? There's not this mentality anymore, which really sucks. You know, the funny thing is, like, social media was supposed to bring you together, and it's pushed people further apart. Most people don't know how to interact when they're in a public setting because they're on their fucking phone because that's their friend. They think they have thousands of friends on Facebook or whatever, and it's like, they don't fucking know you.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows you. But yet they think they're popular.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So Irena was raised Catholic, but her father, his example taught her to never discriminate. So in the 1930s, she attended the University of Warsaw and quickly proved that she wasn't afraid to stand up for what she believed in. At the time, anti-Semitism... You said it right. Okay. It was common in Poland and colleges as well. And Jewish students were segregated, forced to sit on separate Jewish benches in lecture halls.
That's so fucking wild.
Most non-Jewish students went along with this rule, but not Irena. One day she sat on the Jewish side of the classroom.
Scandalous.
When a professor demanded that she move to the Aryan side.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Irena coolly replied, "I'm Jewish today." Of course, she was suspended from the university for that act.
Indefinitely?
Yeah.
Shit. So she was expelled, not suspended.
Decades later, under communist rule, she was considered a subversive. Her son and daughter were refused entry into Warsaw University, but I'll get to that. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Right.
The university marked her record as a philo-Semonite, or lover of Jews, and a leftist, which made it hard for her to get jobs later.
And a leftist. But wasn't she right-handed? Sorry. That was poor.
Outside of school, Irena's compassion also drew her towards social work. She joined humanitarian student groups and later trained as a social worker. By the late 1930s, she was working for the welfare department of the city of Warsaw.
Okay.
In this job, she helped organize soup kitchens and provide assistance to the poor, elderly, and orphans in the city. So she was deeply committed to helping those most vulnerable.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So in September 1939, World War II crashes into Poland.
Sure does.
Nazi Germany invaded, conquering Warsaw within weeks. And life in Warsaw turned into a nightmare almost overnight, especially for the Jewish population.
Right.
The Nazis imposed brutal laws on Jews, forcing them to wear identifying armbands, kick them out of jobs, and confine them to a small section of the city that became the infamous Warsaw Ghetto.
Yep.
So before the war, Warsaw had like a vibrant Jewish community, which was about 30% of the city.
But apparently they were pretty anti-Jewish, though, because they had their own fucking sections. Right?
They who?
Warsaw? The general population was against them?
Yeah.
Or was it just at the college or the university?
No, everywhere was anti-Semitism.
Isn't that fucking weird, though?
Why?
Because, like, I don't know. That was the whole Nazi Hitler thing. But yet it was already there in Poland.
They were already being segregated, not murdered.
No, I get that. But, all right. Anyways, I guess.
I think.
Look at me being progressive and you being a. Whatever.
I think maybe
just kidding, obviously.
In the grand scheme of things, Warsaw being segregated was like minute versus Nazi Germany, which is like, we're going to take this and
I understand that. I'm just saying it's just funny because like the same ideologies walked into what they were already at. It's like that just seems fucked up to me. Yeah. I guess is all I'm really trying to say.
But it's extreme.
It was to a definite further extreme. I agree. I don't know. It just seems weird because that's what the Nazi Party was all about, more or less. And besides world domination, too. But, like, they go and conquer this place, and they already thought that way. I don't know. It just seems wild to me. So, is all.
Not all Jews were being crammed behind ghetto walls. All Jews were now being crammed behind.
Not all, lucky on some, but all right.
They were behind the ghetto walls, cut off from the outside with barbed wire and armed guards.
Right.
Conditions were horrific: starvation, disease, and overcrowding. Eventually, over 450,000 people would be imprisoned in that tiny ghetto neighborhood.
Wow, that's crazy.
Irena was in her late 20s, still working as a senior administrator in the social welfare department.
So she had kids at this point, you said already?
So she does have a family. I don't talk about it.
That's okay.
She was married, then divorced, then married her first guy again, and then divorced.
They just could not make it work.
And I think she had 3 kids.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah. I have their information and everything. I wrote as kind of like an afterthought if you wanted to know about it.
I mean, the biggest thing I want to know was were they all taller than her?
I don't know.
Because 4'11", that is a tiny little, what's the word I'm looking for?
Woman?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that is, I mean, I'm 6'3". I'm decently tall. I'm not the tallest by any stretch, but I'm decently tall. 4'11". God damn, that's short.
So at first, her resistance was small and quiet, like her. She saw Jewish friends and neighbors being prosecuted and persecuted, different.
Yes.
And she began helping wherever she could. So she and colleagues forged hundreds of false documents for Jewish families so they could receive aid and food rations under Christian names.
Wow, nice.
They listed Jews as sick with typhus or tuberculosis to discourage Nazi investigations since they were terrified of contagious disease.
Right.
She also offered shelter to Jews who managed to escape or hide. And all this was extremely dangerous. Aiding Jews was punishable by death in occupied Poland.
Sure.
But Irena didn't hesitate.
Well, good on her.
By 1942, Irena faced a terrible realization. Her efforts so far, as important as they were, weren't enough in her eyes. They weren't enough. So the Nazis' persecution was escalating from oppression to murder.
Yep.
And inside the Warsaw Ghetto, people were dying at a rate of 5,000 a month from disease and starvation.
It's a lot a month.
And then we have deportations after that.
Sure.
So by this time, the Nazis had built Treblinka, the extermination camp not far away.
Yep.
Many in the ghetto thought deportation meant resettlement or labor camps, but Treblinka was purely a death factory, gas chambers and ovens, nothing else.
Yeah.
So Irena and her fellow social workers smuggled food and medicine into the ghetto, trying to alleviate some of their suffering.
Yeah.
But Irena just felt like she was prolonging the suffering. Like it couldn't save lives in the long run.
No, she was making them comfortable per se in the meantime, but yet they're still going to literally this death camp and or dying of disease within the ghetto or whatever. So I get her thought process on that.
So in late 1942, she joined an organization called Zgoda. It is the Council for Aid to Jews, which was set up by the Polish underground resistance.
Okay.
Zgoda was unique. It was specifically dedicated to helping Jews survive, funded partly by the Polish government in exile, and with support from Jewish groups abroad.
Sure.
So they needed someone to head the children's division, and Irena, only 32 years old and a new mother at this time, agreed without a second thought.
Okay.
Excuse me. Irena believed that the children were the most innocent and vulnerable victims.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd have to kind of agree with that a little bit, but...
She said, quote, "When the war started, all of Poland was drowning in a sea of blood, but most of all, it affected the Jewish nation. And within that nation, it was the children who suffered most. That's why we needed to give our hearts to them."
Sure.
So that was now her mission, was to save the children.
Okay.
So how do you save children who are trapped in this ghetto by soldiers who will shoot you for sneezing too hard.
Anything, yeah.
Yeah. She had a lot of tricks up her sleeve.
Okay.
So she went by the code name Jolenta or Yolenta, depending on... Yolenta. Mm-hmm.
It's a magical name.
She put together a network of about 25 friends and co-conspirators, mostly women, but some men. Mm-hmm. They divided up these tasks. 10 people devoted themselves to sneaking children out of the ghetto. Another 10 focused on finding safe hiding places for the kids. Mm-hmm. And the remaining 5 handled the job of forging documents and IDs for the children.
Okay.
So kind of like a high stakes relay team with Irena coordinating it all.
Sure.
As a city social worker, Irena had a special advantage. She managed to get an official pass from the Epidemic Control Department to enter the ghetto on the pretext of checking for disease outbreaks.
Oh, wow.
So the Nazis were terrified of these diseases spreading beyond the ghetto, so they allowed a few Polish health workers to go inside.
Yeah, like you do this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them because the shit could spread, especially with, the way that the armies are working and so on. They're like, we're not going to risk our lives. Yeah, fucking go ahead.
Yeah.
Report back.
So Irena used this pass as her cover to walk into the ghetto daily wearing a nurse's uniform, sometimes a social welfare band, carrying food and medicine. She wasn't there, obviously, to give aid. Not just aid.
No.
She was scouting for children.
Correct.
So at first, she rescued orphans who were found on the streets, kids who had no parents or had been abandoned or were doomed to die alone.
That's sad.
Taking them out was heartbreaking, but straightforward in the sense that no parent had to be persuaded.
Which is true.
But soon enough, Irena realized that she could save more children by approaching families inside the ghetto.
Right.
So the most agonizing part for her was persuading Jewish mothers and fathers to hand over their children to her, especially to a stranger.
Well, right.
No guarantee of safety, no guarantee of ever seeing them again.
But if you look at it, like, what guarantees do they have staying with them?
And that was her argument. Yeah.
Because you got to look at it like, again, people dying of disease within the ghetto. Mm-hmm. People being, all right, well, you're on this next truck to death camp.
Yeah.
It's like, I get how it would be like, okay, put myself in that situation with my kids. I wouldn't want Xavier and Vesper to be taken away by this random lady who says we're trying to help them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want to not see you again, but I also don't want them to die.
Yeah.
So it's really a double-edged sword. It's like, what do I do?
It is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Understandably, most parents struggle to let go, even knowing that it might be their only chance for their child to live.
Right.
Irena, who had a toddler son at home, found it almost unbearably painful to ask of this.
Right.
She later said it was the hardest part of her work, and the only thing that gave her the strength to keep doing it was knowing the terrible alternative. If the child stayed, the child would most certainly die.
Sure.
So convincing the parents was step one. Next came actually sneaking the children out under the noses of the German guards.
Yep.
Irena used creative methods, kind of like a smuggling pipeline.
Yeah.
Small babies were often sedated to keep them from crying.
Oh, dear.
They were hidden in boxes, suitcases,
backpacks type stuff, whatever.
Sacks,
Doesn't matter,
toolboxes.
yeah.
Absolutely. One rescued involved hiding an infant under loose potatoes in a cart.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes. Another effective ploy, Irena smuggled a child out in a coffin, pretending to be transporting a dead body.
Oh, dear.
Older children who could pass as sick or injured were placed on stretchers or snuck out in ambulances, as ambulances were allowed to go in for medical emergencies.
Sure.
Irena had a friendly ambulance driver in on the scheme, and together they pulled off a trick straight out of a movie. Basically, they kept a dog in the ambulance trained to bark on command. Huh. And whenever they were leaving the ghetto with a hidden child, maybe a baby on a gurney or whatever, and a German guard would approach, the dog would start to bark pretty loudly. The dog's noise would drown out the potential of the children's noise.
Sure. That's wild, like, to think that could work. But.
And then this dog barking can also trigger the German guards' dogs barking.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes.
They're like, wait a minute. Ooh.
Yes, exactly.
Fido said something. What did he say?
So another escape route Irena used involved two buildings that directly butted up against the ghetto wall.
Okay.
A courthouse and a Catholic church.
Oh, shit.
And these buildings had entrances inside the ghetto and exits on the non-Jewish side.
Right.
So Irena's team would sneak children through these buildings. For the church route, they taught older kids basic Catholic prayers and how to make the sign of the cross. The children would be led into the church from the ghetto side, often pretending to attend a service.
Right.
Inside, they would remove their Star of David and try to look confident. Then they would simply walk out the front door of the church onto the opposite side.
Like they just got out of a service.
Exactly.
Wow.
German soldiers stood at the door and would sometimes quiz the children with questions like a line from a prayer or a saint's name, trying to catch Jewish kids.
Jesus.
But Irena's training was really, really good.
Apparently, because I would have fucked that up.
None of the children were ever caught coming out of the church.
That's wild. The fact that worked, because you gotta, I mean, I know it's very troubling times, obviously, but could you imagine be like, again, I'm not very religious, so this isn't really going to work in what I'm trying to say, but it's like, who is such and such? Like, well, I don't know.
I know. I would like freeze on the spot.
Yeah, I'd be like,
brain fart. Sorry. Yeah.
I just had a meaningful service. Don't quiz me, man. I'm still drunk with God.
Drunk with God. Exactly.
I mean, right?
You're not wrong.
I would fuck it up, basically, because I don't know how I would have. I don't know how I would have passed that test, and they'd probably be like, "Nope, go back or shoot ya."
Yeah.
Fuck.
So, Irena and her network had many pathways, hidden compartments in trucks, secret passages through basements. Right. Even the city sewers and underground tunnels were used. They truly tried to leave no stone unturned. And outside the ghetto, once a child was out, they provided false identity papers and new Polish names for each child.
Okay.
And they found safe havens for these kids by placing them with trusted Polish families, orphanages, or convents willing to hide Jewish children.
Right.
So this was incredibly dangerous for the caretakers as well. Any Polish family caught hiding a Jew could be executed along with their own family under Nazi law.
Correct.
Despite this, many, many souls agreed to shelter the children. Irena said later that surprisingly, no one ever refused to take a child from her, knowing all the risks.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. Because, like, you do that today. I mean, God forbid something like that would be.
It's all save yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, I ain't fucking taking your kid. Fuck off. I'm looking out for numero uno.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of, like, mentality we've beaten into everybody is like no sense of community, all about yourself.
What's the Jeselnik thoughts and prayers? Yeah, the thoughts and prayers. Don't forget about me today.
Yeah, on a tragedy.
Yeah.
It's like someone's like sending my thoughts and prayers, meaning basically also just means don't forget about me today on this tragic day that has nothing to do with me. It's so true.
Yeah.
Because that's what this social media world has created. It's like, God forbid, no one's paying attention to me, but I'm an influencer. How could you not? Don't forget about me today.
Yeah.
And how about go fuck yourself?
So all of this actually worked. Day after day, children vanished from the ghetto and reappeared in new lives on the outside.
That's wild.
Many of the very young ones were too small to remember their real names or where they came from once they were safe. But that leads us to one of Irena's most important actions.
Okay.
She kept track of every child's identity.
Wow.
So from the start, she was determined that these children should not lose their true names or family heritage.
They're just borrowing another one for the time being.
Exactly. Yeah. So she made lists. For each child, she wrote down their birth name, Jewish family name, and their new Polish name and location.
I never seen the movie Irena's List.
No.
I mean, It's kind of similar-ish, right?
But, we talked very briefly about Schindler, but yes.
Well, either way.
So she used thin cigarette paper or tissue to record these names.
Okay.
And then she would hide the lists in glass jars. After each rescue, she would make the notes with all the children's names and bury them in jars under the ground in a friend's garden under an apple tree.
Oh, wow.
Her friend's name was Mrs. Piotrowska.
Okay.
And she was right across the street from a German barracks.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I assume they dug all these up already.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So those jars in the dirt held the real identities of all of her children, quote unquote, her children, like little time capsules.
Right.
Irena's dream was that after the war, she would dig up the jars and use the list to reunite every child with their parents or relatives.
Sure.
It was a slim hope, even though then she knew many parents were likely already dead.
Yep.
But she still had that hope.
But they at least, whether they're dead or not, which obviously you hope for the better of those two choices, at least you could be like, these were your parents. Mm-hmm. Reconnect with family as best you can, so on and so forth.
Exactly.
So, I mean, at least
you
hope for the best possible outcome, but at the same time, you're really hoping that at least you can give them a sense of what they were, who they came from, and also what other family members might still be out there.
Exactly.
You can at least connect that way. So, yeah, I get that.
So the lists were obviously incredibly incriminating if the Gestapo ever found them.
Well, yeah.
They would be a roadmap to every rescued child and everyone involved in hiding them, which also would be a death sentence for all.
So everyone involved, yep.
So, of course, Irena guarded them with her life.
Sure.
At one point, she briefly kept a list at home.
Oh, God.
And German agents showed up unexpectedly. One of her colleagues had to hide the list in her underwear at the last second to keep it from being discovered.
Oh, Jesus.
After that scare, Irena never kept the list on her person.
Thank God. I mean, I can't believe she did from the get-go.
Yeah, same.
I get it maybe, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That is so incriminating, and you would have fucked a lot of people if just you got caught.
I know. So the jars underneath the ground by the apple tree was the only archive.
Sure. No, I get that.
So every few days she would dig them up, update them with new names, and rebury them. By late 1943, there were 2,500 names.
Wow. How many does Schindler have?
13, 14, something like that. I mentioned it later.
She crushes them. Just saying.
So all this work had to be done under extreme secrecy and constant fear. Mm-hmm. Irena moved around the city frequently, changing addresses as often as she could.
Irena actually did?
Yep.
Okay.
She even wore a Star of David armband herself when walking in the ghetto, partly out of solidarity, partly to blend in and not draw attention.
Sure.
So for about 18 months, from late 1942 through 1943, Irena walked into that ghetto nearly every day and each time walked out with a child hidden somewhere on her person or vehicle.
Okay, I'm going to reference a previous episode of ours.
Oh.
She's way cooler than that piece of shit, Georgia Tan.
Georgia Tan!
That dumb...
Oh my God, Georgia Tan.
This is a real, true person. Not fucking Georgia Tan.
What episode was that? Like 7 or something?
It was pretty early.
It was early on.
Yeah.
Georgia Tan. She is cruel.
Her. She was a evil, evil, evil fucking person.
Yeah, she was.
Irena or Arena. Awesome.
So.
Yeah.
Irena tried to prepare for every contingency.
Of course,
but
to.
Inevitably, the Gestapo started closing in.
Oh, dear.
This kind of extensive operation does leave some traces.
It's always going to.
There were rumors in the ghetto and likely informants about children being smuggled out. The Nazis noticed that not as many kids were showing up in the deportations.
I was just going to say, I mean, you're going to start noticing because it's like you have all these children throughout this ghetto and all like, where's Billy?
Yeah.
You know, it's
where the heck did he go?
Where's little Jimmy? I mean, I don't know, whatever their names are, obviously. But, you know, you're going to start noticing like, wait a minute, something's off here because parents, I used to see you with a kid. Yeah. Where's your fucking kid?
Right.
And so, yeah, I can imagine that it's going to collapse at some point. Mm-hmm.
So the Nazis noticed that not as many kids were showing up. They didn't know who was responsible at first, but they were determined to find out. In October of 1943, they got Irena.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
All 4 feet 11 inches of her.
Yep. October 20th of 1943, Irena's luck ran out. The Gestapo arrested her and dragged her off to Paviak prison.
Paviak? I'm not familiar with that one.
It is a notorious Nazi prison in Warsaw.
Okay.
It seems someone betrayed her address to the Gestapo. Not sure if it was a paid informant,
or
which was pretty common back then.
I mean, as far as you know, it could have been someone trying to save their own skin, too.
Exactly.
I mean, unfortunately, you would hope not, because you would hope to, honestly, unfortunately, take one for the team. But when you're forced to, I don't know.
Oh, Irena takes one for the team.
It sounds that way.
Her precious jars remained safely buried in the garden, undiscovered.
Yeah.
But Irena was now in enemy hands.
Yeah.
So the Nazis immediately began to torture her.
Of course.
Determined to make her reveal the names of her collaborators and the identities and locations of the rescued kids.
Yeah.
They broke both of her feet. They broke both of her legs.
Not her hands.
Feet and legs.
I got that.
Shattered her bones with beatings. They beat her brutally for days, leaving permanently scarred. I read one thing that said that she was wheelchair bound for the rest of her life. I read another thing that she eventually just walked with a limp.
Jeez, that's
quite a bit different.
Quite
I know.
Difference, yeah.
But after all of this, Irena did not talk, not a single name.
I mean, seriously. Obviously, the people doing this to her don't know her. The little bit I've learned about her, would have never guessed anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
So this 33-year-old woman endured agony and never gave up on her friends or the children. She later said that while being tortured, she was more afraid of accidentally biting her tongue off from the pain than she was of dying.
Yep.
Because if she died without telling them anything, that was fine by her. She just didn't want to slip up and say something under duress.
Sure, which a lot of times in interrogations, that happens.
So, frustrated and furious, the Gestapo sentenced Irena to death by firing squad.
Oh, dear.
She had seen others go before the firing squad at Paviak. She knew that it was coming for her.
Sure.
And by all accounts, she accepted her death sentence with calmness and pride. She had done the right thing, protected the children. If she had to die for it, so be it. And of course, any other place in time, this might have been the end of the story, but it wasn't.
No, right.
Zagota, the underground organization, was not about to let their mother of children perish if they could help it.
Sure.
They managed to bribe some German guards at Paviak prison.
Really?
The details
are fuzzy.
Oh, they're not fuzzy. It's something straight out of like a thriller movie.
Oh, okay.
On the very day of her scheduled execution in early 1944, a guard came to take Irena from her cell, but instead of leading her to the firing squad, she snuck out to a safe spot, and he snuck her out to a safe spot and let her go free.
That's wild.
Basically, they had effectively bought her life.
So what happened to that guard?
Oh, he gets his comeuppance.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The guard wrote her name on the list of executed prisoners, and the Gestapo, not realizing the ruse, announced that Irena Sendler had been shot.
Okay.
The next day, posters went up around Warsaw, trumpeting the death of this Jewish savior conspirator.
Yeah.
Irena herself, now hiding, saw the notices of her own name on them. It was useful, though, since the Germans thought she was dead. They presumably stopped looking for her.
Well, of course, you would hope.
Yes, but the Gestapo realized that she had escaped. According to one account, the duped officers were so enraged that they sent the poor bribed guard to the Eastern Front as punishment, which is essentially a death sentence.
Death sentence, yeah. Because he's going to fight the Soviets then, right? Yeah.
So she went into deep hiding, though, Irena did.
I would hope so.
She had to move from place to place using false identities, much like the children she had saved. And despite being physically crippled, she didn't quit the resistance. She couldn't directly continue rescuing children.
Not like she was, of course.
By then, it's early 1944.
Yep.
The Warsaw Ghetto had been completely liquidated. The surviving Jews of Warsaw were either in hiding or in camps.
Yep.
But she still helped where she could, working with Zgoda on other efforts until the war's end.
Sure.
So when World War II finally ended in 1945, Irena Sendler emerged from hiding into a devastated country.
Right.
Warsaw was in ruins from the uprising and the war.
Yep.
Over 85% of the city had been destroyed.
Isn't that wild? So crazy how much they destroyed.
And the Holocaust had wiped out most of Poland's Jewish population.
Yeah, of course.
So amidst this rubble, Irena's first priority, dig up those jars.
Fuck yeah.
She retrieved the glass jars from underneath the apple tree, hoping to fulfill her promise of reuniting families.
Yep.
Sadly, in most cases, there were no family left to reunite.
Yeah, which we expected because, again, that's why I said, worst case, hopefully you can connect with extended family members, because you knew a lot of these moms, dads, brothers, sisters, whatever, were going to be fucking dead. And it's sad, but unfortunately that was what the outcome was going to be in that time frame.
Yeah.
So
almost all the parents of the children had perished in Treblinka or other death camps.
Right.
Irena and some colleagues from Zgoda worked tirelessly to find any surviving relatives.
Exactly.
So using the list, they did manage to reconnect some children with aunts, uncles, or other family.
Good.
But for the vast majority of the 2,500, there was no one left.
Right.
Many of those children were ultimately adopted by Polish families who had sheltered them.
Sure.
Or they emigrated to Israel or other countries in the following years.
Gotcha.
Irena continued to keep in touch with many of them. They were, in a sense, all of her children now. Mm-hmm. In the years after the war, those who had been rescued would often visit her, send letters, and regard her with deep affection, even calling her mother or Aunt Irena.
Sure.
Poland emerged from World War II only to fall under a new form of oppression.
Yeah.
Soviet-backed communist rule.
Yeah.
And the communist regime in Poland was not interested in celebrating members of the wartime Polish underground like Zgoda unless they were communists themselves.
Sure.
Irena had been associated with the Polish Socialist Party and democratic youth groups, not communist partisans. So in the eyes of the new authorities, she was at best viewed with suspicion.
Oh, of course.
She actually did continue her humanitarian work in Poland. She worked in social welfare for decades, helping orphans, the elderly, even assisting war prostitutes to rehabilitate. But official recognition for her wartime deeds was largely suppressed.
Okay.
The communist government did give her a medal in 1946, the Gold Cross of Merit, for her war efforts in saving Jews, perhaps as a brief token gesture.
Yeah.
In just the immediate aftermath. However, after that, her story basically vanished from public view.
Sure.
So the communist regime controlled the narrative of the wartime history.
Okay.
They emphasized the glory of communist partisans and Soviet liberators.
Oh, boy.
Not independent initiatives like Zgoda.
Right.
Also, anti-Jewish sentiment sadly persisted in Poland after the war.
Well, I mean, it's not just going to be erased.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
By the 1960s, there was an open anti-Semitic campaign in Poland, during which Irena found herself under an even bigger cloud of distrust.
Oh, boy.
In 1967, she was fired from her job at a school due to downsizing.
67, you said? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Due to downsizing, but probably not.
Prejudice, but yeah.
Yeah. She later said the events of 1968, when the regime expelled thousands of remaining Jews from the country, left her deeply traumatized and disappointed.
Sure.
After the war, Irena was seen as politically suspicious by Poland's new communist regime. Her work with the Zgoda, which had ties to the non-communist government in exile, made her a target.
Yep.
The secret police harassed her, labeled her an enemy of the state, and kept her under watch.
Jesus Christ. Her
daughter was even quietly removed from the university, except the the Warsaw University acceptance list, likely because of Irena's reputation.
That's too
However, I read somewhere else as well that her daughter reported personally that she had simply failed to satisfy the admission requirements.
Maybe she was just being nice to Ma.
Who knows?
Maybe. Hard to say.
Yeah. So her story didn't fit the official narrative, so Poland essentially erased her from public memory for nearly 50 years.
Wow.
While Oskar Schindler became famous, Irena's rescue of 2,500 children remained mostly unknown. She didn't seek attention. She didn't write a memoir. She didn't promote herself. She just kept working and raised her own 3 kids.
She didn't write a screenplay.
No.
Not saying Schindler did, but...
In Poland, no one knew her name. Zagoda's story was barely acknowledged. The whole part of history sat buried until 3 teenagers in Kansas dug it up.
How'd they dig it up? Let's find out.
In 1999, in a small town in Kansas, a high school teacher named Norman Conard gave his students a short clipping from a 1994 U.S. News and World Report article titled The Other Schindlers, which mentioned a one-line fact. A Polish woman named Irena Sendler has saved 2,500 children from the Warsaw Ghetto.
Interesting.
The teacher and students were a little skeptical, like 2,500. Clearly, that's a typo. It must have been 250.
Sure.
I mean, Schindler was famous for over 1,000. 2,500. That seems like a huge number.
Yeah.
So intrigued, 3 students, Megan, Elizabeth, and Sabrina, decided to research Irena for a history project.
Okay.
At first, they found really sparse information.
Anything, yeah, I'm sure.
They dug deeper, reaching out to archives, organizations, and they discovered not only was it a true story, but Irene Sendler was still alive.
In 1999? Wow, so she would have been 89.
89 years old.
Holy shit.
Retired social worker living in a modest apartment in Warsaw.
Oh, so she was still there. That's crazy.
The students wrote to her, and Irena, with the help of a translator, wrote back.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Kansas girls asked her, how did she, a young woman not much older than they were, find the courage to do what she did? In response, Irena repeated the lesson her father gave her so many years before. Quote, "My parents taught me that if a man is drowning, it is irrelevant what is his religion or nationality. One must help him."
Yep.
So as the students pieced together Irena's life, they decided to turn it into a short play.
Sure.
And they called it Life in a Jar.
Okay.
The play was a simple 10-minute performance. But these American teens told the story of Irena's persuading parents, smuggling children in sacks, burying the names in jars.
Yep.
They even had a line in the play quoting Irena's father about the drowning man, and Irena's own quote that she wasn't a hero, which she had said many, many times throughout her life. She's no hero.
Well, most actual heroes are going to say they're not heroes. And, she was a fucking hero.
They first performed at a state competition where they won.
Oh, nice.
They even performed it at National History Day in Washington, D.C., and it started getting some attention.
Oh.
News of the Kansas Students Project filtered back to Poland, and in 2001, the students actually traveled to meet Irena Sendler in person.
Oh, she's still alive in 2001. Good for her. Good on her.
By this time, Irena was in her 90s and in fragile health, but when these young girls flew across the ocean, and they performed Life in a Jar for her, she was deeply moved.
I'm sure.
The Polish media took note of this event. American school kids rediscovering a Polish heroine from Poland itself had largely forgotten.
Or buried.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
This sparked a wider interest in Irena's story with Poland. Other hidden rescuers started coming out with their tales.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So from 2001 onward, Irena Sendler's name began to rise out of obscurity. She received Poland's highest honors. In 2003, she was awarded the Order of the White Eagle, Poland's greatest civilian decoration in a public ceremony.
That's cool.
In 2007, now in her late 90s,
Jesus Christ,
Irena was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize with a group of Polish and Israeli lawmakers putting her name forward.
That's fantastic. Good on her.
She did not win.
That's okay, though.
Al Gore actually won that year. I know.
For that dumb fucking movie that's not even real? God damn it.
She was made an honorary citizen of Israel and of Warsaw and was honored by institutions around the world.
I'm sorry. How the fuck did Al Gore beat fucking Irena? That is a fucking travesty of fucking epic proportions. Seriously.
That shouldn't have been part of my research.
It shouldn't have been because...
I honestly thought you were going to ask me who did win that year, so I looked it up.
No, you should have skipped it because it would have made me less angry because I'm sorry. His shit is bullshit. Look it up. Believe what you want to believe. I don't care. This is my opinion, Bradley's opinion. Fuck that guy. And the shit that he spewed out that everyone ate up when he beat her. Mm-hmm. Fuck that.
Okay. So the Kansas students...
I just want to say that's Kate's way of raining Bradley. So, okay.
The Kansas students continue to perform Life in a Jar hundreds of times around U.S., Canada, and Poland.
Nice.
A book was written about their journey, and a Hallmark movie, The Courageous Heart of Irena Sendler, aired in 2009.
I fucking hate the Hallmark Channel.
Anna Paquin starred as Irena Sendler.
I like Anna Paquin.
A documentary. I
was going to say what?
A documentary followed, and schools and streets in Poland were named after her.
Nice.
In her final years, Irena Sendler was honored around the world, but she always made it clear that she didn't do it alone.
No, of course she didn't, but she was integral to the savior of 2,500 children. I mean, that's not a small number. You clearly did not do it alone, but you were the architect of most of this stuff, honestly. So, I mean, I understand she's trying to be humble, and that's fucking great. Kneel before God, Indiana Jones. You wouldn't get it. But she clearly was a huge part to this, and there's so many children that lived because of her. And yeah, their family died, and that obviously fucking sucks. But still, fuck Al Gore.
She accredited her team of volunteers, the Polish families who hid children, the nuns who took them in, and the parents who made the impossible decision to let their kids go.
Right.
Later in life, she said the honors felt bittersweet because her coworkers were gone, and the world had only learned their story because a group of American high schoolers dug it up.
That's fantastic, though.
She died in 2008 at 98 years old.
She just died. I was just gonna ask, and I was waiting for you to say because I figured you would. I was hoping she made it to 100.
Some of the children she rescued attended her funeral, now elderly themselves.
Well, yeah, obviously. Jesus Christ.
The world, she said in her 90s, is still in a sea of blood, but it can be better if there's love, tolerance, and humility. And if she could tell us anything now, it might be this. You don't have to be a hero. Just jump in and help the drowning person.
And she's so right. And I wish there was more people like Irena. Like, if I saw somebody in need, I would do the best I can to help. I don't know what resources I could provide them or whatever it might be, but there's so many people that just blinders.
Yeah.
Phone. Ooh, I got a like. Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, we like when people like our stuff, but there's people that just obsess about it. And it's just so fucking infuriating because it's like, look around, go to nature. I don't know. Help somebody out. Go to a soup kitchen and help out or whatever the fuck it might be. I don't fucking know. I could do better. I know that. I try and help people out where I can, though. But either way, got to help yourself first.
I went to the BP near my house Christmas Eve to get some chips. And the person who was working, I see her all the time there.
Sure.
But I gave her $10. And she's like, no. And I just put it in front of her. And I was just like, thanks for working today. And I just left. She's like, I heard her like, that's so sweet. I was like, but I know what it was like to work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And it's not a good time.
It sucks.
That's when you should be with family. And that's when you should be thinking of others and.
Yep. So once we wrap this up, I work Christmas Eve. I'll look for my $10.
You did work Christmas Eve. I know.
I barely worked. I worked an hour and a half. It's not. I'm just obviously joking. But no, I applaud the people who have jobs where unfortunately they have to work in those situations. Yeah. I've not compared. I never had to work. Well, no, I had to work Christmas Eve. It was always pretty light, whatever. But like Christmas Day, I never had to work. Day after Thanksgiving, I always had to work. This is the first job I've had where I haven't had to work that. So all the people that have to work in that shitty schedule, but that's what the job is, good on you.
Someday you probably won't have to.
Someday, hopefully you won't have to. Otherwise, and I'm sure there's some people that actually don't mind it. There's always those people. But, thank you for what you do. Honestly, really. You're no Irena. I'm just kidding. No, what she did was pretty fucking fantastic. So we can't really take that away from her. But no, the people that do what they have to do, good on them, because you know what you have to do and you're doing it. So
absolutely. Well, I suppose.
All right, buffoons. That's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.